Colonial SportsCenter, we're balling with women's and men's hoops opening their seasons. Plus, the King is in his court as Shadre King joins us to talk football. Buckle up. Colonial SportsCenter, next.
Welcome to Colonial SportsCenter. I'm Chris Baginski alongside Ed Albert. Ed, did anything exciting happen this week?
Got an iPad.
Other tablet-like devices are available.
And I'm going to use it to live chat with our viewers this week.
Excellent. So why don't you use the Read the Next Story app on that thing?
I think I can handle that. On this Thanksgiving edition of Colonial SportsCenter, our cornucopia is overflowing with Colonial sports of every variety. Football is the main course with Brooks Bratton sitting down with tight end Shadre King. Sprinkle in a little men's and women's basketball and finish off with a big slice of primetime plays, and you have a bounty to be thankful for.
The Colonial football team finished up their home portion of the schedule this Saturday with the Senior Day festivities. They squared off against the Wagner Seahawks. And Ed, what is a Seahawk?
It's a hawk that flies over the sea.
Formerly of the AFC West, yes, Ed. And the Seahawks flew above and beyond the Colonials on Saturday, winning 38-17. Dominique Williams was huge for the Seahawks with 216 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Shadre King had 8 receptions on his record-setting afternoon, racking up 76 yards. The football team closes out the season against Duquesne at Rooney Field in a matchup that could have major implications for the NEC title.
Switching gears to basketball, a new season started for the men's basketball team on Friday against the Rider Broncs. With 5+ newcomers to the team, the Colonials were looking to get started on the right foot. But could they? To the Chuck for answers. And that's where we go, Chris, is to the Charles L. Sewell Center, the Bronx and Pittsburgh, Robert Morris getting off there.
The Bronx is burning.
We see Ryder winning the tip. We go to the first half, and it's going to be Lawrence Bridges doing a little bit of work here. He's going to dump it off for Karan Williams, and Williams with a long jumper for 2, tying this one up at 4 early on. Now, Jeff Jones is going to turn this one over for Ryder, not the same Jeff Jones from Robert Morris Hockey. Velton Jones with the steal, sends it up for Karan Williams, bucket for Williams, assist for Velton Jones. Now, Elijah Thompson, he's going to be playing a little bit of defense, walks in there, a big-time block. He's my lifeline. Russell Johnson comes down with the rebound. Then Karan takes it down the court, and the Colonials take their time. They look around. We'll go down low. Let's send it back up top. Then we send it across, and it's Anthony Myers.
Change of life.
Setting fires. That's for 3. How about another one for Myers? He's going to go at it again here, but this time he's going to dish it out to Brandon Herman. And Herman for a 3 cola.
Other colas are available.
RMU with a 40-20 lead at the break. We go to the second half now, and the Bronx cut the lead to 15, and then Anthony Miles makes it 12 points on that 3-pointer right there, and then Ryder going at it once more here. Penn is going to miss this one long. Picked up the rebound by Novar Gadsden, and it's a 10-point deficit now. But the Colonials pick it back up. Lucky Jones with a chance. He's a bit unlucky on that one. Then C-Ron with the rebound, and that jumper is good. A few seconds later, Lucky gets himself back going there. He comes up with a defensive rebound, and then Anthony Myers this time to Williams for another 3 cola. Colonials right back on track. Now, Jeff Jones, he's going to have this one again. He's going to drive the lane, but the offensive foul creates the turnover, not what you need when you're down by that many points late. Minutes later, it's Anthony Myers at the free throw line. He misses his second attempt. Keith Armstrong, one of the newcomers, with the rebound and the bucket, and that's all the Colonials would need. The final score, 83 to 57. Robert Morris with 28 points in the paint to Riders 14. RMU also with 37 points from the bench. The Bronx with just 7. The Colonials finished at 46% from field goal range, while the Bronx finished at 35%.
The Colonials men's basketball team didn't waste much time picking up some Northeast Conference honors. Karan Williams was the first, as this week he was named the NEC Co-Player of the Week. He had a career-high 28 points against the Rider Bronx in a game which he shot 11 from 20 from the field and 5 for 11 from three-point range. So the Colonials then took on the St. Peter's Peacocks at the SportsCenter and took home their second victory of the season by a score of 69-52. It's the first time since the 07-08 season the Colonials have started out 2-0, and it can be partly attributed to a second-half shooting performance where the team went 13 for 21 from the field. Belton Jones led the way with 19 points, including shooting 3 for 6 from behind the arc. Meanwhile, the Peacocks could only manage 39% from the field during the second half.
The men's hockey team took a trip north on Friday to face off against the Mercyhurst Lakers in Erie, and the two rivals would not disappoint in this one as the Colonials came out on top 4-3. The Lakers got things underway in the first with a goal from Kyle Johnson, but the Colonials answered back big time in the second. Nick Chavetta popped in 2, and Cody Crichton and Scott Jacklin added 1 each for a 4-1 Bobby Moe lead after 2. Mercyhurst tried to rally late, adding 2 goals in the third, but it wasn't enough to top the Colonials. RMU killed all 5 penalties and remains at second in the nation with a 95.5% kill rate, just behind Yale's of 96.3. Bang.
The men's lacrosse team released their 2012 schedule this week, and some enticing matchups are on the slate. One of these is a March 27th matchup against Canisius, which will be the program's first night game played at Joe Walton Stadium. Earlier in the season, they'll travel to Denver to take on Air Force and the University of Denver, with the hosts coming off a national semifinal performance last year. Altogether, the team will play 14 games, 9 of them away from home. Is it Thanksgiving break yet?
No, Chris, we still have the rest of the show.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty positive.
What should I do with the turkey that I have thawing in the sink then?
Sounds like your problem, because we've got basketball coming up after the break. No flipping.
Welcome home, man.
Advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. I'm a dog.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Welcome back to Colonial SportsCenter. The women's basketball team opened their season on Saturday against the Coppin State Eagles at the Sewell Center. The Colonials came out on top with a 62-47 victory. Josette Campbell led the way for RMU with 15 points in 39 minutes of play, and Artemis Spanu was a defensive star with 11 defensive rebounds and 13 total. Bobby Moe went 11 for 18 from the free-throw line.
So after the Coppin State win, the Colonials had another home test in the form of the Max Kent State. Could they make it a 2-0 start? The Sewell Center holds the answers. And unlike Ed's new iPad, we actually do support Flash on this show. It's the Kent State Golden Flashes coming in. Yes, thank you very much there, Ed Letterman. First half here, we'll start it off with Mary Duroger going over to Josette Campbell in the corner, able to sink that three ball. Now it'll be Briannica Tai ahead for Duroger, and this time it is she who picks up the points.
I'll take a Mai Tai.
And now it's a Tamsin Berlinage stripped by Tai, and now it will go ahead to Rocio Medrano, back to Tai for three. And that is how easy does it. Now, Artemis Spanu is going to go in, and she's going to be able to find Duroger, who finishes that play. Another 2 points for the Colonials, but we do like to give some time to Kent State here in this particular instance. Trisha Cruson to Diamond Beckford, who gets that one. Now, take a look at this. Tai is going to just run the point and run it well. She does all of this on her own, creates a scoring opportunity, and converts it. Now, here is something that is always distressing. You have a contact lens, and then something goes awry.
You know, Chris, I hate when this happens. When your eyes get dry, the contact falls out. But I don't play a sport, so this is tricky.
Artemis Spanu, of course, does play a sport, so she is going to have to address this right now. She's going to run over to the bench. Hey, you, trainer guy. Do you happen to have a contact lens or some solution, basically?
What was a solution? I don't know what's a solution. They act like they care. I know they don't care.
Well, will she find a solution? She has found
ding, ding, ding,
the
ding, ding, ding.
solution. And she's ready to go.
Clearly now, my contact's in.
Back into the game. Romani Desix with a long three ball, getting that one in. And now, what's that, coach? Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the game there. Briannica Tai makes her pay. Now, on to the second half. Trisha Cruson of Kent State is going to do a little bit of fakery there and then decide to just take the shot from past the arc and make it. Now, Rocio Medrano ahead for April Williams. She finishes that one, which leads to Romani Desix for three. She was 2 for 3 from the field and also, coincidentally, 2 for 3 from downtown. There's Cruson for 3. And then as the Colonials move it around the outside of the arc, over to Catherine Matthews for 3. And that will do it. The Colonials win this one by a score of 78-44. That is a 34-point margin if my public school education has taught me well. The most startling statistic comes from Kent State, who committed 36 turnovers during the game, which turned into 44 points for the Colonials. The Colonials have another home game tomorrow when they take on Central Michigan at 7 p.m.
Wentzville, Missouri, population 29,000, and the home to rock and roll legend Chuck Berry. It's also home to Lindenwood University, who hosted the women's ice hockey team for a back-to-back series this past weekend. Game 1 of the series showcased the Colonials' power play, and it helped them to a 6-2 victory over the Lions. 4 of the 6 goals the ladies scored were on the power play. Kylie St. Louis had 2 goals, and Kelsey Thomas added 4 assists, and Game 2 was much of the same for RMU as they came away with a 6-0 win over Lindenwood using the power play they showcased the night before. This time, 5 of the 6 goals came on the power play, with Rebecca Vint notching 2 goals and Brianna Delaney tallying 3 assists. Courtney Vinette stopped all 31 she faced, earning her first career shutout, and the Colonials broke the program record unbeaten streak with wins in their last 6 games. The victory moved them to 8-1-1 overall for the season. And That record-breaking streak performance led to the Colonials sweeping the CHA Weekly Honors. Kylie St. Louis and Kelsey Thomas were named co-CHA Players of the Week, and Courtney Vanette was named the CHA Rookie of the Week and Goaltender of the Week. This was the first time since January 2010 that RMU has had multiple weekly honors.
The Colonials volleyball team wrapped up their regular season play this past weekend. They started it with a match against Quinnipiac, which beforehand featured the annual Senior Day ceremonies, and it was senior Hannah Veith that stood out with a .652 hitting percentage as the Colonials defeated the Bobcats in a straight sets victory. The final regular season match against Sacred Heart, meanwhile, went the complete opposite way, with the Colonials falling in straight sets. Lindsey Monger posted a match-high 16 kills, while the Colonials were locked into the 4th seed for the NEC tournament, as they'll take on the top-seeded Long Island Blackbirds this Saturday. So I'd like to give our viewers an update on Snipper. She's recovering nicely after her operation.
Well, that's good to hear.
Also, Brooks Bratton will be here after the break to talk to Shadre King.
Also, good to hear.
Keep it here.
See what you did there. That's funny.
I present to you Algebra 2, Foreign Languages, and finally, Biology. Who among you will step up to their challenge? Me. Yeah, I'll do it. Me too. Sign me up.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours? 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice? 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.
You ever think about buying a bigger place? Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy. There is no credit fairy. How else will I get a better credit score? Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it. No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
An intro. Welcome back to Colonial SportsCenter. Football season is winding down with the Colonials set to partake in one more contest on the 2011 season this Saturday downtown against Duquesne. Here to discuss all things gridiron, senior tight end and all-around good guy, Shadre King. Shadre, welcome once again. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, last week we already mentioned it a little bit earlier in the show against Wagner. Another tough loss there. What led to the final result overall?
Just us not focusing, and they threw a lot of blitzes at us, which we had a problem with that all year. And just us not paying attention to the little things, and everyone making mistakes. That's one thing Coach really pressed on, that it's always someone. It's until we come together as a team and eliminate the mistakes, then that's when we'll win. So that's still something we're learning, and we have one more game left to prove that, and so we'll see what happens.
And Jeff Sinclair, of course, injured to begin the game, wasn't able to start. So we go with second stringer, Matt Lehman in there, and then he ends up getting hurt. So we're down to our third string quarterback now.
Yeah, Tyler Forbes, he's a good kid. It's kind of unfortunate, what happens. When you have losing seasons like that, a lot of injuries happen. last year, when we were winning, not a lot of people were hurt. So, it just comes with, everything, the season, and, being 2-8 doesn't feel good. And, when people's motives and motivation is down, and, sometimes, things just happen.
And the game last weekend wasn't all for a loss. You were able to set a single season reception record, 49 now to your credit on the season. Are you able to take pride in the records? Are you a guy that kind of shakes the records off? Or are you able to sit back and say, hey, this is pretty cool what I'm able to do here?
I take it in stride. I am happy that I've breaking some records, but really I'm a team player, and I just like to see everybody. I'm happy for my teammates' success, and I know that they're happy for me. So I think that's all that really matters. These records, it's a great thing, but I'm really not set tight on it. I'm not really focused on it, or I just want to play football.
And Saturday, unfortunately, will be your last game. You are a senior, but it's against Duquesne. It's a pretty good way to go out.
Yeah, absolutely. Duquesne is actually our quarterback Jefferson Clear threw his first touchdown to me against Duquesne. So it'll be nice to just go out and let us do what we have to do. And it's a big rivalry game, so why not have everything set right in place and being able to execute against Duquesne, our rival. So I'm pretty excited that I'm going out as my last game against our rival, so it's going to be a pretty fun experience. And we were talking a little bit before the show about some of the scenarios. If you are able to win on Saturday, you could put a large damper in Duquesne's season. Yeah, and that's one of the things we've been talking about. Coach really been pressing it on us that this could be that that energy that we need to to start those guys in the off season, to go out and destroy and ruin their season. And I'm excited for the guys for the off season, and I hope that this game will ignite them and get them ready for the next year. I want you to take a second and reflect, because you've only got one more game left here in your collegiate career. Is there a moment that sticks out to you? I know you mentioned earlier you were looking at your ring a bit earlier in the week. I assume that's got to be right up there. Yeah, probably us winning the championship and being able to be the first team out of the FCS last year to go into the playoffs. That was a really great experience. Being able to play a different competition, and it was just a great experience, and it was a great feeling, to actually win a championship, and it felt like I won it, Well, back when I was in high school, I was a sophomore, we won a state championship. I really didn't feel like I made a dent in it, but, I felt like we worked hard, and, I worked hard myself, and, it just felt pretty good to, get a ring. Proud McKeesport native in high school. You are going into your final game. Has it sunk in that after Saturday, you will never step onto a football field, at least as a player, as in that Colonial uniform? It hasn't sunk in just yet, but I know after this game, once I get, it's been wonderful playing with you, speech from everybody. I think then that's when it'll probably hit in, and I'll probably get a couple little tight feelings. But other than that, right now, I'm just worried about playing Duquesne and winning this last game. And a little bit about your future. You've had some conversations a few weeks ago with an NFL franchise. Anything stick out to you? Maybe looking forward to your future? I'm really looking forward to going to the next level. I talked to a Patriots scout about 4 weeks ago. We had a conversation, and that's basically all I've really talked to since then. But I'm just ready to get into the off season and start lifting and getting ready to prepare myself for the next level. Well, Dre, thank you so much for stopping by. As always, it's been a pleasure. Best of luck Saturday, and enjoy it. Thank you. Shadre King for one last time here on Colonial Sports Center. And coming up next, the primetime plays of the week. You've got just enough time to grab some Nutter Butters, which Chris Baginski is very fond of. And come on back to join Christopher and Edward. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
If only I had money to spend, I could buy food and clothing for myself.
Man, if you would quit smoking, you would have money to do all of those things. The average smoker spends approximately $2,000 a year. If you would quit doing that, imagine all the money you'd have in your pocket.
Wow, thanks, friend.
Save your money and your lungs.
People don't realize how quickly you can end up on the street. One thing happens in your life, medical bills you can't pay, you lose your job, and that's it.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
We went to D.C. to work with the homeless. They sell a newspaper called Street Sense. Thought I'd help.
But if you want to give more, you can.
This person came up to me and said, get a job. And for 2 hours, I felt what it was like to be homeless.
Good morning. $1 help.
Some of the other students said, how can we change this? And I said, sometimes you can't change the world, but you may be able to change one person's world. My dream? Open a psych clinic for people on the street.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
In case you didn't keep count, those 2 Jell-O shots and 5 beers that I had with Greg really cost me. I mean, my license, $400 in court costs, $350 in other fees. My parents won't let me go on spring break until I pay back all the money that they lent me. Plus, I had to spend a night in jail. I have no car, so my friends have to chauffeur me around everywhere, or else I have to frickin' walk. And I mean, how uncool is that to walk anywhere?
Extreme behaviors have extreme costs.
All right, well, it's that time of the week again, Chris. We stopped the show just a couple more times here. It's prime time plays of the week. Take it away, number 5.
And where will we start? We will start with number 5, where on the outside, from downtown, yes! Karan Williams for 3.
We go to number 4, Chris. We stay on the hardwood, of course, but this time we switch to the ladies' game, and it's Josette Campbell for uno, dos, tres for number 2.
Number 3, Thames and Berlinay. What's that, Coach? Oh no!
Oh snap!
Oh no! As Brianna Katai finishes that play.
We go to number 2, of course, I always like to pick Chris Tamer for this one. Belton Jones with the steal here. Gives it up for Karan Williams. Williams with the points, the assist for V. Jones.
Now, number 1, I'm going to feature Brianna Katai once again. And this is a pretty good individual play right here. A little step inside and then just makes the defender think that they were going to drive in, but in fact was not. Here's another look. I'm going in, I'm going in. No, I'm not. I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to make it, and it's going to be worth 2 points, and you are going to look silly.
Can't drive without a car, Chris.
No, you cannot. Nor can you conclude primetime plays of the week without those letters turning yellow.
Well, we like the live chat going on here, and as we go to the web, we'd like to thank our viewers, Backbreaker1, Edswords, and Joe Fry for tuning in live on Ustream, which is where you can catch Colonial SportsCenter all the time, the live and the archived episodes at ustream.tv/channel /Colonial-SportsCenter, SportsCenter, all one word, plus. Find all 3 of us anchor types on Twitter. Chris at C.A. Baginski, Brooksy is at BN Bratton, and myself at eAlbert410. And for all the latest in things Colonial Sports, click on over to colonialscorner.com. It's part of the Rivals.com network on Yahoo Sports. Colonial SportsCenter also streaming live there. RMU and CSC alum AJ Chiapese putting together some great stuff on the Colonials over there, so please check it out.
Campus Stories is a 30-minute interview show hosted by Brooks Bratton, who sits down with some of RMU's best and brightest. And AMC Showcase is a program that gives students the outlet to share their work with the whole campus, including class projects or musical performances. AMC Showcase airs on weekends here on RMU TV.
Did a little updating on that AMC Showcase.
I see.
Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
For even more Brooks Bratton, don't forget to tune into Ice Talk on RMU Radio on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4:30 to 5, as well as all the other fine RMU Radio programming on RMURadio.com. RMU Radio, your campus,
your voice.
All right, I've never got to do this one, Chris.
Do it.
RMU TV, RMU Radio,
right?
The Century,
okay.
News,
with you so far.
Opinion,
right?
Tips for everyday living.
Okay.
Do you know what fabulous place this is? Words. It's the internet, and it's called RMU Century Media. RMUmedia.com, change agents, synergy, convergence,
Cross-pollination.
Cross-pollination, all of it over there at RMUCenturyMedia.com. We'd like to thank all of the teams and coaches for their accessibility, as well as Marty Galosi, Jim Duzak, and the entire RMU Athletic Department, because without you folks, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Also, a big thanks to Joe Hale and Ray Zapparoni here in the Academic Media Center for all of their assistance. Chris, another good one here. We'll be back in 2 weeks. It'll be the last one of the semester, my last one together.
That is indeed true. So happy Thanksgiving, and please get well soon, Snipper.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.